What's the most upgrade points you ever held? 15, 20, 30, how about 1,000? I was on a winning streak in trios and amassed a ton of upgrade points, so I challenged myself to get 100. I knew no one would grind the challenge out with me, and I wanted all the glory to myself. Once I neared 100, I figured the game would cap me, then I got 101. I felt I could go further. I could go to 1,000. Here's how I did it. First, I would grab a single clue to see where players will not be going in search of the bounty. This gave me whole compounds to myself to farm special infected and rack up points. I went with a Silent Bornheim and fire ammo to knock out my targets quickly. I also carried a Silent Sparks just in case. Flare pistol and fusies if I ran out of special ammo, and 2 stamina and 2 regen shots as soon as the match would start. I just needed Shadow as my only trait. So long as I didn't scare any animals, I was invisible for the most part. In my first match, I tried going straight for the hideout bounty and back to the extract, but I got swarmed very quickly. Thankfully, I ran into another team and they collided, giving me a chance to escape. This is when I figured out you don't get more upgrade points with maxed out hunters. You think with 3,000 hours I'd know how the game works. I found the best plan was to get points and trade them in for random traits to sell back in the lobby. If I was lucky, I could loot dead hunters after the bounty was taken and quickly rack up points that way, but I did not do this too often. Out of paranoia, I would burn bodies after I did loot them. The game takes on this weird new lonely and stressful tone when avoiding players. Not only am I bummed out playing alone, but terrified of losing all the work I've done each time I play. But it was pretty cool walking around when you're the last one left and no one killed Rockjaw. When I got up to the 700s, I spawned next to another player who heard me take my start of session shots. Thankfully, I had Death Cheat. But now the stakes were raised. I was incredibly lucky to find Death Cheat again in the next match. In my final match, I was 2 points shy of my goal. I took the gamble, went straight for the hideout, hoping for a 3-point trait. I had enough points from the prior match to buy a single trait. I heard someone close by, but pushed onward. Feeling like everyone knew where I was, I reached the hideout, got pain sense, and yelled at my phone to tell me how much it was worth. Voice to Google searches are not optimal. I was to find a place to hide, open a browser, confirmed it was 3 points for pain sense, and got the hell out of there. 1,000 upgrade points. I really thought the game would be capped at 999, but now I feel like I need to go for that 10,000 mark. Things I could have done to speed up the process was not misclick a bunch when selling traits because somehow I kept buying them. Getting more clues would have sped up the process, but I really did not want to risk running with more players. Playing a hunter with the plus 10% event bonus would have helped, but I was already 80 points in on a free hunter when I started making this video. Sure, I did a ton of ratting and got 0 kills in the 20 hours this took me, but now I can say, with video proof, I got 1,000 upgrade points on a single hunter. Tune in next Friday when I try to get a job.